The Bondi terrorist attack has taken the lives of innocent people, including 10-year-old Matilda. And now the same people responsible for this tragedy are using it as an opportunity to score political points. This makes me angry. Australians have died, and all our leadership seems capable of doing is point scoring. So let's be clear about something. Terrorism is not random violence. It is psychological warfare. Terrorists do not choose crowded places or famous locations by accident. They choose them on purpose. Why? Because terrorism only works if people are watching. Large crowds maximise fear. Iconic locations guarantee media coverage. And global attention spreads panic far beyond the immediate victims. This is not an opinion. That is terrorism research. Academics have been clear for decades. The real target of a terrorist attack is not the people killed, but the public watching it happen. Fear travels further than explosives. Media amplification multiplies impact, and symbolism matters more than body count. That is why terrorists strike busy public spaces. That is why they attack well-known locations. And that is why publicity is not incidental to terrorism. It is essential to it. If an attack happens in a crowded place, in a globally recognizable location, guaranteed to dominate headlines, those factors are not coincidences. They are the strategy. Weak governments do not confront terrorism head-on. They avoid clearly identifying who is responsible, hide behind vague language, blame guns, and hope the story moves on. But ambiguity does not prevent attacks. It enables them. Public safety requires clarity, and clarity requires courage. Something that is clearly missing in Australian politicians and police commands. Now, I'm going to be very clear here because I do not want my words deliberately misinterpreted. To start with, and let me say this plainly, I believe the terrorist attack in Bondi was in all probability an anti-Semitic attack. However, when police refuse to answer basic questions about motive or alleged motive, it becomes extremely difficult to reach that conclusion with certainty. It is well known in Australia that Bondi, on a hot summer Sunday afternoon, is packed with people. Bondi is part of the extremely wealthy eastern suburbs, and not only New South Wales elite, but much of Australia's elite live or stay in Bondi and the surrounding areas. That is precisely why this issue matters. When police continue to refuse basic questions, it becomes impossible to properly clarify motive. Yesterday afternoon, the incompetent New South Wales Police Commissioner, Lanyon, finally stated that ISIS flags were found in the car. That raises a fair and necessary question. Were the victims deliberately targeted? Or was this an attack on a large public gathering that happened to include Jewish people in a location guaranteed to attract global attention because of its international fame? In other words, terrorism. So let me put the issue simply. Did the terrorists go to Bondi to shoot a large number of Jewish people at a religious festival? Or did the terrorists go to Bondi to shoot and kill as many people as possible, and there just happened to be a large Jewish ceremony taking place? Those two questions matter. One points more towards a traditional ISIS style mass-casualty terrorist attack. The other points towards a specifically targeted anti-Semitic attack. And when police refuse to clearly address motive, they do not reduce tension, they create it.